Rachel, and today I'm back with another video. This time we're going to be doing my B6 Stalogy setup. I'm a little bit nervous for this video because I have never set up a Stalogy before, never mind set one up on camera. So yeah, I've done a bit of prep. I'll show you that first. I've done a little bit of prep. So I did open this up. I got this from Amazon and I paid, I think it was £26. And I was actually going to film this video on Friday, but I bottled it and ended up watching other people's YouTube videos and deciding where I wanted my pages to be. And what I did was I just went through and I popped a post-it note down on each of the pages. I did some at the back as well. And there's a Christmas one here as well. So I thought that that would give me a good starting place. I just watched videos from people like, is it Daxina? If I've said that incorrectly, I'm sorry. And Talks from the Heart was another one. I literally just searched on YouTube, B6 Stalogy. I searched Stalogy setup, and I watched a ton of videos, and it helped me to feel a little bit more confident about what I was doing. So we have done that in here. I have got my Motome cover, which is where this is going to live. I love it. It's so beautiful. It's like a really beautiful peachy pink colour. I found that on a D-Stash group on Facebook, so I was really chuffed with that. And then I have got a big box of goodies, similar to what I did for my Hobonichi. I just filled a box full of stuff that I might want to put in here. I'm having a problem with my tripod. I'm half expecting it to fall down halfway through this video. I've got another one that's not as good, but I might have to stop the video and switch at some point. So if the camera falls, I am sorry. I've printed some pictures off as well because I just wanted to well, I just wanted to see what that would look like and whether or not I would want that in there. I've printed some inserts off. I bought some inserts in a B6 size. I've got some monthly inserts and Christmas inserts. I've got a sleep tracker. Then I have got my Lauren Phelps Designs cover. I've got some dashboards. Now I ordered these from, I think it's the Naked Planner, but I made a bit of a boo-boo. I didn't realise they were going to be laminated. What I wanted to do with them was to tip them in, but that's not going to work. But what I've realised that I will be able to do with them, maybe not in this video because I think I'll want to see the front of my Stalogy to start with, but these will tuck really nicely into this cover. So if I just fancied a bit of a change, I've got those as well. In fact, I might put my Christmas one in, you never know. I've got a nice piece of vellum here. I've got some more vellum. I have got my Lauren Phelps Designs pencil board that I purchased. That's handy. Then I have got lots and lots of stickers, and die cuts. I don't know if you can see, vinyls, all sorts of stuff in there. We have got a pencil board that I got from the Grumpy Tortoise, and this is just going to be a page marker. Some Josephine Bow Designs tabs. I've got some more sticky pockets. I've got a top tab, tabs, more tabs and more tabs. And then I have got some monthlies that I printed off. Now these were actually meant to go on post-it notes, and I did do that. I did print them on the post-it notes as well. You can see I eventually got it right. You can see from the paper that I got it wrong a few times as well, but I eventually did get myself a set of these. And then I've also got some monthlies. Now this was a freebie, and I think it was a freebie from Printable Kate. So I've only got the Decembers here. When we move into January, I'm actually going to be using an Annie Plans insert because I did purchase it, but I didn't want to purchase a whole 2020 year just for December, so I managed to find a free printable. I have got a year at a glance, and I've got a selection of vellums and acetates and things. So yeah, this is going to be a similar video to my Hobonichi Weeks setup. You are just going to basically help me to set this baby up. I'm quite nervous, so I hope that you will I hope that you'll bear with me and forgive me if I don't get things 100% right, or you think like, why is she doing that? That's ridiculous. Do it this way, it's much easier. Yeah, we are learning as we go. So what I want to do first, I'm going to take this off in a minute, but I do want to put this on first because I have a name vinyl. Let me find it in here. I have two actually. I'm going to use one on the inside and one on the outside. I think I can feel the one that I want. That's the one that I want. Now, I originally was going to stick it straight onto my Stalogy, but then I realised that if I did decide one day to put one of these covers in here, it would completely cover it up. So I've decided that I'm going to stick that name vinyl on here. And then whatever I've got inside of it, you'll still see the name vinyl on the top. So to do that, I'm going to just need to put it in to make sure that it's in its correct position. So we'll put this in here. Oh, this is a tight fit. So this is a Lauren Phelps Designs cover. This is specifically made for the B6 Stalogy. Do you know what I always worry about when you're putting these covers on is completely buckling the book. Do you know what I mean? And then you get like a line across the front cover. In fact, maybe once, no, I do need to, I was going to say maybe once I've put this in, I won't take it out again, but I do want to put a washi dashboard on the front. So I'm just trying to sort of ease it in as best I can. And I think we got there. Yeah, we got there. There's one of my hairs. I've just been to drop my daughter off at school and it started absolutely peeing it down on the way back. She didn't get wet. It was bone dry on the way there, which is all I ask for really. If I get wet on the way home, whatever. As long as she's dry, that's all that matters. But the flip of that is that when I get back, I have to brush and dry my hair. And it just, I have really, really thin hair and it just comes out. So yeah, apologies for the loose hairs that are going to fall on this Stalogy in this video then, I guess. We're just easing her in. I'm trying to be so careful. I don't want to get any crease marks or anything. So this is a really snug fit. I know you can get, there's lots of sellers that make these jelly covers. I mean, I'm glad it's a snug fit because I think that that's going to help me to be able to fit it into my Moterm cover. I've also heard stories of people not being able to fit their covers into their Moterms. Right, so that is on. Now, if you watch my whole video, you will know that I went for the one that had the jelly on it, the glitter on the jelly, sorry. And I'm happy with that decision. I did at the start wonder whether or not I'd made a boo-boo because I thought, oh, is it going to be too much glitter and you're not going to be able to see my vinyls through it? Because I am actually going to stick the rest of the vinyls on the actual Stalogy. I hope you can see my logic with this. So this is a name vinyl that I got from Josephine Bow Designs. I do have another gorgeous one from Brookhaven Prints as well, but I'm going to use that inside. So what I'm going to do is you need to make sure that the vinyl sticks to the plastic. So just using my washi card, I'm just going to try and make sure that that sticks to the plastic rather than to the backing. And then I'm not very good with, there we go, with nails. My nails are growing and it's hindering me. As nice as they look, I'm used to not having any. Right, so the vinyl had no problem coming off the backing there. And then what I want to do now is to just make sure that I get it sort of as centered as I can. And as near to the edge as I can because I don't want to take up too much space. I think that I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to lay that down. And then I'm going to use my washi card again. Oh, that looks gorgeous. It actually looks nicer through the viewfinder than it does here because this cover on it is making it sort of really dull. You'll see in a minute how vibrant it's going to be. So yeah, then using my washi card, I am just going to just make sure that that sticks to the paper and then take the corner and gently pull it up. Now I'm going to use my washi card to keep it as flat as I can so that when I'm pulling, this doesn't come up. You know, the vinyl doesn't come up on the back and it stays on the paper. This is actually going quite well. It's quite easy. Ooh, making sure that I'm on the camera there. Perfect, no problems with that. So I'm just going to go over it with my finger and make sure that it's all stuck down, which it is. I think that looks absolutely stunning. I'm so happy with that. So I mean, I could just have that on the cover and keep it really simple. Like I said, I can stuff one of these inside and it won't cover the name vinyl. Do you like that, by the way? How cool is that? I've said before, I'm really into true crime and I thought this was hilarious, so I bought that. Thought that was so funny. So next job then, take it back out of its cover without ruining it. Let's see how this goes. Because I want to put a washi dashboard on here. It's coming, it's coming. Here we go. There we go, and then we can just pull the back off easily, I would presume. Right, so we'll put that cover to the side now. We have done the job with that. All I need to remember when I'm sticking my vinyls on is to just make sure that I leave enough space so there's no vinyls under here. So I'll just leave that to the side and I can come back to it. Right, so I think my next job is going to be my washi dashboard. Now, I know that people do this on a sticker paper and then stick the sticker paper down, which is a brilliant way of doing it. I don't have any sticker paper, so I am going to do it just straight on the paper. Now, I know some of you might be screaming, absolutely screaming at your screens right now, but that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. That's my only option right now. I don't have any sticker paper. I didn't want to wait any longer to set this up. I'm itching to get into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose some washi. I am going to start with it, show you how I'm getting on, then I'm going to nip off the camera, do the rest of it, and come back when it's completed, just so this video isn't going to be a million years long. So I have quite a few washes to choose from. Maybe I should have done this off camera as well, but I didn't. Hey ho. And I think that I am definitely going to go with my favourite ones, which are the rainbow box ones from Simply Gilded. So we've got the rainbow scatter, we have got the one with the unicorns on, and then we've got the 2 rainbow bows. The question is, do I want anything to go with them? I definitely need a little one, I feel like I need a little one. And what about 2 little ones? That's not the right colour foil. What about those, do you think? I want to try and keep the foil the same. I know I'm not too bothered about mixing metals, but just for this, I want to keep the foils the same. And I've got a little one here as well, which... yeah, I feel like I'm going to go with those. Right, so now I am by no means an expert at this. I have made a few washi dashboards for my rings, but I am by no means an expert. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm not going to do the entire lot and then cut it. I'm going to do a few strips and then sort of cut it. I think it'll be easier for me to do that way, and I'm also not going to do one on the back. I'm just doing this on the front. So I'm going to start with... you see, this is the thing as well. What order do I want them to go in? Whoops. I'm going to start with the bigger bows. And it just goes literally like that. Try and centre the bow because that will be cute. So there we are. We've started. We've started. Right, and then next after that, I'm going to do one of the smaller ones. I'll do you one of each, and then you can, I'll pop back when it is done. And then let's go with the little scatter. Is that what that's called? Scatter. It's very pretty. And of course you could do this with the washi going down that way as well. That would be no problem, but I just feel like it looks quite cute. Whoops, quite cute if we just do it this way. And then let's have the purple one. I love making washi dashboards. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll see that I've made a few of my rings. I don't think I've ever done it on camera though. I think I've just come and showed you what I've made, like during a flip through or something. So that's looking really cute. I'm really, really happy with the washi that I've chosen. Let's do, yeah, we'll do this one, the one with the unicorns on. I love this unicorn washi. I feel like it looks like they're all like dancing and having a little like unicorn party. It's so cute. I have to hide this one from my daughter as well because she wants to steal it. Then we've got this one. Whoops. And then the last one is the smaller bow. I don't know actually if I want the smaller bow. I don't want the smaller bow. I'm going to leave the smaller bow. I'm going to go back to the bigger bow. Right, so now then that I have done one of each, I'm going to put that one away. I don't want that one. I'll show you how I'm going to trim them. So if you just lift up the paper, I'm just going to follow the line. I need something to just put on there to weigh that down. I can just imagine you all screaming at the screen right now, like, oh my God, you've done it backwards. Why did you not do it on sticker paper? But honestly, I'm fine. It's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to trim. Literally like that. It might take me a while. I'm going to do it off camera, but it will be fine. I don't know if that went off screen when I did that then. I'm literally just following the line of the paper. And you can see it's trimming absolutely fine. So it might be a bit of a longer way to do it, because if I was doing it on sticker paper, obviously I could just trim it with a paper trimmer, and I can't do that in my book. I'm just going with what I've got. I don't have any sticker paper, so yeah, I'm doing it this way. Right, so I'm going to disappear, and when you see me in a second, it will all be done. So I've just come back for a quick check-in to let you know how I'm getting on, and I thought that it might be useful to show you how I've been managing to do the crease of the book as well, just in case you were wondering how I'd got on with that. So I'll do it with this one because this is the one that comes next. So same thing, I am just sort of roughly measuring across. I've been finding it a little bit easier to turn the book this way, so just get the first bit down like this. Oops. And the good thing is that it's washi, so it's very forgiving. It'll just come up, and then make sure that you're straight at the top. And then I've been finding it a little bit easier to turn the book like this and to line it up like so with the line of the other washi. And then when I'm getting here to the corner, tipping the page up a little bit like that, getting my washi card and just, and that's not quite straight, that one. Get it down a little bit straighter. There we go. And then just teasing it into the fold with my washi card like that. And then just turn it back to the side and continue lining it up, and it makes it a pretty seamless crease. Is a seamless crease a thing? If it's a crease, it's a seam, isn't it? It can't be seamless, but you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, and cutting the edges as well, I've been getting on quite well with that. So yeah, I'm going again, and next time I will be back and it will be done. Okay, so I'm back and it's finished, and I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. So I ended up doing a strip and then cutting, and doing a strip and then cutting, rather than leaving a bigger edge, because I ended up finding that it was easier that way. I found it really easy to get into the seam there with the washi card. That was a good trick as well. And then I've even managed to cut the corners quite neatly. I'm quite happy that if I close the book, there is no evidence of there being any washi underneath. I was worried about that I wouldn't be able to cut it flush to the edge, but I did. So I think that even though that I didn't do this the more popular way of putting it on sticker paper, I did it directly onto the book, I think that I've still had a really good result, and I'm really happy with it. The only thing that is different if you did it on removable sticker paper is obviously you could pull it off and then change it. I could pull this off one by one. It would be an absolute waste of washi. I mean, I have no intention of changing it anyway. I'm really, really happy with how it's turned out, and this is my favourite washi anyway. So the next job then, I feel, is to put a pocket on. Now, this wasn't the pocket that I intended to put on. I actually had a glitter pocket, which is here, which I still love. These were from the Grumpy Tortoise, these ones are from. So this one is really, really glittery, and this one is just sort of a speck of glitter, and it's probably not even picking up. But yesterday, I had a bit of happy mail from somebody. One of my subscribers sent me a little parcel, well, it wasn't a parcel, a little letter. There's more of my hair. One of my subscribers sent me a little letter that had in it this beautiful pocket, and it also had a step tracker vinyl for my my Hobonichi. If you saw my Hobonichi setup, I had set that page up, and I'd mentioned that I hadn't yet found a shop that did me one, and she very kindly offered to do me one. I offered to pay her for it, and she didn't want any money for it at all. She sent me that, and then when I opened it, it had this inside, and I just thought, I know exactly where I'm sticking that. So this is a larger pocket. Now, I don't know if I want a pocket that's that's that large. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the top bit of it. It would fit, but I just don't think I'm going to want to put anything that big in it. And I don't have any other planner that this will fit in. I definitely want to use it because it's absolutely beautiful. If I find anything that's got my name on it, you know what I'm like. I love having things that have my name on it. So I don't think that it will be a problem to trim it down. I think that it will still be just as usable. But I just want to be careful that I don't trim that vinyl. So I'm just going to trim it right across there. I've done it now. And then our lovely pocket opens just like that. So that's perfect. We'll just throw away that bit of rubbish. So I am going to pop this down here. So yeah, if you're watching, Emma, if you are watching this, thank you so much for sending me the step tracker vinyl. That was kind enough, and this as well was just absolutely amazing. It made my day. So we've stuck that on there. Obviously it's a clear pocket so you can see that dashboard through, which is exactly what I wanted. And then when I stick my things in it, obviously you don't see through it, but yeah, I'm not going to stick that in there. That was just for an example. Right, so enough waffling. The next job then, now that we've got, I love this so much. Sorry, the next job we have got, I think I want to move on to the front, and I want to put my vinyls on and then put my cover back on. I think that's what I'm going to do next. So let me find, I have so much junk on my table and it's making me really unorganized. So let me find then my little envelope of goodies. I think that might be everything. Yep. Right, so there's some things in here that I am not going to stick on the front. That's going to go on the inside. These ones are from Sunday and Serenity, who I've fallen in love with. So yeah, I'm not going to stick those ones on there. I have got my 2021 vinyl, but it's quite big. I think I'm going to stick that somewhere on the inside. This is my other name vinyl from Brooke Eva Prince, which I really love, and I'm going to stick that somewhere on the inside. So yeah, what vinyls do I want on the outside of this planner? So I need to remember not to put anything sort of here onwards, because I have got that on there. So I think to start with, I want my Dot the Bear. I just think that's beautiful, and I'm going to stick that on. So let's start with that. Do we want to start with it, or do we want to just place things and see? Do we want to place things and see? No, we're just going to start. Let's just start. Oh. So we'll just make sure that this sticks to the backing, because there's lots of little bits on this one, and this is where you might have a little problem with things sticking to the backing rather than coming to the front. So you can see there that it has happened with that heart there. So what you do is just get your washi card and just push it. Whoops. Don't drop the edge back down, because that's not useful. I'm all fingers and thumbs today. There we go, it's gone now anyway. So there is a little bit of that toe bean there that's not stuck on, so let's just... Oh no, you see that stuck to that? That is not the way to do that job, Rach. Don't do it like that. I'll rescue that in a minute. The rest of it should be alright. It was just those little toe beans that I was worried about coming up. Now, if I just lay that down there like that, that little toe bean is on the end of there. I think if I get my tweezers, I will be able to just pop that back where it should be. Oh my goodness, it's tiny. It's so hard to grab. You can even see the space. So if I just... Is it going to stick to my finger or stick to the actual paper where I want it? Stick to the paper. There we go. So I feel like I want to put her right down here in the corner. So let's just have her on. This was a freebie that I got from Paper K when I used to PR for her. But you could always check the shop and see if there's anything like this in the shop. And usually when she's doing sales as well, there'll be something like this. Maybe as a tiered freebie. So it's always worth it keeping your eyes out. going to give that a peel up. Now I need to be careful that the little things are going to stick, as you saw before. I could use my washi card, but I did feel like this is going to come up quite nicely. We made it. That's all on the cover. How adorable. Oh, that's gorgeous. I'm really glad that I've done that. Right, so what else do I want? Do I want anything else, or is that just cute? I feel like I like this, but I feel like it might not quite go with what I'm going with. I need space. Maybe I'm not going to put anything else on the front cover right now. I don't feel like I want to commit to that. So I'm going to disappear. I'm going to put the cover back on because that took quite a while last time. I'm not going to waste your time with that again, and I'll be back in a sec. Tell you what, it really does take a minute to get those covers back on. It really does. Right, so I'm super happy with how that's turned out. I will probably add vinyls to that as I go along. On the actual inside cover, the only name vinyl that I'll be sticking on the outside is my name. I'm chuffed with that, and I'm chuffed with this. I'm not going to decorate the front pockets yet. What I think I might do though is put down this 2020 vinyl. Now I think I'm going to have to, it's going to need to go somewhere this way, isn't it? I could always cut the letters, I could cut the numbers down and move them up, if you get what I mean, put them on individually to where I want them. So where do I want to go? Word of the year at a glance. I think maybe this should go on here with my year at a glance. First I've got my name page. Now people warned me about this when I got a Stalogy. This first page, the way that it's bound, it doesn't quite lie flat. It sort of wants to pucker up with that front page there. Can you see? So I don't want anything on here that's too functional that I'm going to want to get to because it's going to annoy me. So I will take off my first post-it note, and I am going to go with my name vinyl from Sunday and Serenity. It just says, my name is Rachel, this is my planner. And I think what this page might end up turning into is very similar to my Hobonichi Weeks. It's just some of my favourite stickers. I think that's what I will do. I feel like I want to put a bit of washi down. Put a bit of washi down underneath it and then stick it on top of some washi. What do you think? I'll just stick that back on there for a second so that we haven't ruined it. And I think I'm going to go with, let's have a look. What washi shall we go with this time? Let's do some of this sort of celestial type washi. I feel like these will go. I'm going to use these. So I can't remember where some of these are from. This one was from the Josephine Bow Designs Advent Calendar last year. Oh, it says on it. How useful. Fox and Cactus, this one is from. And I just want to make some sort of little, like a banner type thing, just for a bit of decoration so that it's not going down on a plain page. And it doesn't have to be nice and neat. It's going to be a little bit winky wonky because I feel like that will look nice. Let's just make, how far do I want this to go over? Put it down a bit more. Do you see how we're just winging it? We're just winging it. We're just going with whatever happens. Because why not? I'm just going to try and cut it into sort of like a, I suppose, a snake's tongue. Like so. And then if I just lay that one down there like that. How far over is this going to come? Yeah, that's fine. Lay that down there like that, and then we'll just trim the edge. There we go. I have got a huge pile of washi offcuts next to me from doing that front bit. Let's use the smaller one. We'll just go with this one. I'm going to do the same thing again because it's really cute. I might make it stick out a little bit longer this time. If I just make the sort of tongue at the end, then I can put it on where I want it and trim. Oh, I thought my pages are stuck together, but I forgot that I'd put post-it notes on the other side. Oh, I feel like this is going to look quite cute, actually. It just gave the page a little bit something more. Just sticking that sticker on seemed to be such a little sticker in such a big space. And I can always add around it. I mean, if I felt like I was mental one day, I could decide to do another washi dashboard on that side. I don't know why I would ever decide that, but maybe. Maybe. Oh. I cut that one a little bit too far, but it doesn't matter. I fixed it. Now this one has a backing on it. It's like a sticker. So I need to get it off. Oh, I cut it so that there was a heart on it as well. I got the bit with the heart on. That's so cute. The Stalogy paper is really thin. It's very similar to the Hobonichi paper. It's not as nice, I would have said. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful paper. I would have said it's not quite as nice as the Hobonichi Weeks paper, which is the one that I haven't done. The last one there is the blue one. And we'll get a bit of this on. And then we can stick that sticker down. Oh, I ripped it. Let's do that again. I didn't quite cut it far enough and I ripped the end. Do it again. And there we go. Right, so I feel like if now we put our name vinyl on the top of that, that's just going to look just a little bit more special. Oh, I like that. I really like that. Maybe I can put some washi down the bottom and some washi down the top at a later date as well. But for now, I'm going to leave it like that till I decide what I want to do with it. I might want to put vinyls on it or stickers or, yeah, just more washi. Who knows? So this page here is going to be for my word of the year. I want my word of the year to be... what did I choose as my word of the year? I think it was sparkle. It was sparkle. I've ordered it. I've already ordered it and it's coming. So this needs to be my year at a glance page. Now I've cheated a little bit and I have got in here a full page year at a glance page from the Grumpy Tortoise. Now we all know how it went last time I tried to put down a full page sticker. So yeah, let's just try again. We'll see how this goes. My table is an absolute bomb site and I'm... oh dear. So this looks very handily like it's cut out to fit the shape of where the grid is. There's a little grid. I'm not sure if it's picking up on paper, but there's a lined box with a grid inside of it. And this looks like it's the perfect length and height for that. So now it looks like it's fine, but it looks like it was fine when I did the Hobonichi one, and when I turned the page over, the page behind it was all crinkled. We're good. We're good. Right, okay, so that's that sorted out. Now I did want to put the 2021 on that as well, I think. Or did I? Maybe I'll put the 2021 down here. I'm going to leave that and I am going to... deal with that at a later date. I do, however, feel like that might look quite cute on there. We'll leave it for now. Right, so this page was going to be for my forward planning. Now, I don't have an insert for forward planning yet. I don't feel confident enough to draw directly on the pages just yet. maybe I will off camera and I will show you on Instagram or something. But this is basically going to be a 2022 calendar. In fact, actually, all I need to do is just to do lines, don't I? And then to put, because all I'm going to do is if I get a date that's in, I'll just write the date and then I'll write whatever it is on it. So then, you see, this is what I should have done off camera. I should have figured out how many. I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to figure out how many it is and I'm going to... So do I need 2 pages for that? I'm going to need 2 pages for that because I'm going to get 3 months on each page. So I'm going to need 2. So this is going to need moving. Now, you see, this is why it's a good idea to try and figure out what you want to go where. Because if I'd have just done that and then not factored in that these were going to go here, I would have messed up. So... all of these need moving along one, which we can start doing. I don't know if I'm going to plan my week in here yet either, on this video, should I say. I am going to use this to plan my week, obviously. This is my everyday planner. This is what's going to be taking over from my rings. I'm going to still have my rings set up because I am going to need some of the bits and pieces that are still in there. And I really don't want to start rewriting lists of passwords and things, especially when I know I'm probably not going to get 12 months in here and I might want to move into another one and not keep rewriting those sheets. So I'm going to leave that planner set up, but it's not going to be a daily planner for me anymore. It's probably just going to be more like of a home planner and I just dip into it when I need it. So we're just moving these pages up, making a little bit more room for my gratitude list and my forward planning and all that type of thing. Now that we've realised that we're going to need 2 pages. Forward planning. So we'll leave those 2 pages for forward planning. Right, so now we need to go into my monthly cover page. Now I did print out this from the internet, which I thought was quite nice, and I also printed out a picture of my Christmas tree, if I can find that as well. So I wondered whether or not I could do something with those and use those as my cover page. I need some vinyls for the months of the year. I've not bought them yet. That's something that I need to do, I've realised. So let's get these cut. We'll get my paper trimmer and cut these out. I will be back shortly. Right, so I am back and I have cut out those things. I have got my Christmas tree and I have got a Hello December. I feel like I might just have my Christmas tree over there on its own and then this here, and I have got a December monthly on a post-it note that I'm going to just put on the bottom and I can just cross the days off. I'm going to commit to that quickly because otherwise I might end up changing my mind. Now I've got a roller, a glue roller. I've never used one of these before. So I'm hoping that this is going to turn out okay. Right, so let's give this a go. I've got this to lean on because I don't want to get anything on my background. I think I just roll it. I've used like a Tipex one of these before, but I've never used the actual glue one. Oh, I got it on the side. I didn't want to use a Pritt stick because I didn't want to get Pritt stick all over my fingers and all over my pages. I think I'm going to put it down on an angle-ish, not too much, but just a bit. And then I'm going to use some washi. And I'm going to do it to the side because maybe I can use some Christmas stickers on here. I love my Christmas tree this year. It's so gorgeous. From this picture, it's changed a little bit though. I've got some snow underneath it and I put some batteries in the light, so they switch on now. So maybe I would have been better to take a picture of that one, but never mind, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to use some of this washi from Simply Gilded just to make a little decorative edge on it, just to make it look a little bit fancier. So I've glued it on. This is not to stick it on, like I said, this is just for a little bit of decoration, because I just feel like it'll look a bit cuter with a bit of washi on it. Who else has got their trees up? It's the 2nd of December today. I'm actually a little bit late setting this up. Like I said, I wanted to set it up, but I didn't feel confident enough. I needed to watch a few more videos. Oh, that's so cute. I'm really happy with that. Then the next thing that I want to do is just to stick my Hello December down there. So I'm going to use my roller tape again. And we will just stick this. I'm going to try and get it, oh, I've got a piece of hair stuck to it. I'm going to try and get it lined up onto one of these lines. There we go, that's pretty central. And these are just images that I printed out on my printer. I've got a HP Envy. It's just normal HP premium paper it is, but it's not photo paper. It's just normal paper. You can see actually the website that I got that from. I just typed it into Google, but since it's got the name on it, it says thechickadenest.com. I'll just credit that because that's not my image. I just got that from Google. Right, so then let's get that post-it note. Now I'm just thinking, Tuesday is the, no, Thursday's the 2nd. Is it Thursday today? It says it's the 2nd and it's Wednesday. This is next year's. This is next year's. Don't put the wrong one on. So I'll need to get one for this year. So a tab. Next job that we need is a tab. Now where are my tabs? I do have some tabs. I have lots of tabs, in fact. Let me just find them. I wish you guys could see me. I've got so much rubbish all over the place. So this is my current tab situation. I have got, for my monthlies, my beloved Josephine Bow Design ones. And then I have got an array of tabs for everything else. I've got Christmas tabs and I have got decorative tabs from Mrs. Brimble's. I didn't realise when I bought these that they were not adhesive, but it's no bother because I can just stick them with this. And then I've got some Happy Scrappy tabs as well. I have more tabs as well, even more tabs than that. I've got some other Josephine Bow Design ones, the ones with the bows on. But for now, for the monthlies, I'm going to go with these. So this is for December, so we need a December tab. And it's not going to be like my Hobonichi. I'm not going to bother about the tabs lining up too much either. They're just going to go where they go when I put them down. So there we have a wonky, no, it's not too bad, it's all right, December tab right there. So I'm going to move on to the next page. Now I'm going to have 3 monthlies in here. Now you might think that's a bit bonkers. But what I want is for this planner to be the planner that I pick up every day. I want this to be, I'm still going to have my social media planner and I'm still going to have my Hobonichi, but I want this to sort of be my brain, if you will. So I have got 3 monthlies. I'm going to have just a normal monthly where I just plan the week and plan any appointments that are going on, and then I am going to have a second monthly that's going to be for mood tracking, and I'm going to have a third one that is going to be for YouTube tracking. Now I printed this out by accident really small at first when I printed it from my phone because I'm daft like that, but then I thought, well actually I think these are what I'll use for my mood tracking and these are what I'll use for my YouTube tracking. The big one I will use for the appointment monthly. And that is what I've decided to go with. So these, like I said, were a free printable from Printable Kate. I got the B6 TN size. She did quite a few different sizes for free. And I don't know whether or not she's going to do a set of 2021 monthlies. That would be very nice. But like I said, I have purchased some already from Annie Plans. Although I do need to go back and to make them a Monday start, because that is the kind of thing that will just confuse me like crazy. So we'll just cut these out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the note bit off the bottom. I don't need that at all. In fact, I'll do there's little markers on, isn't there, to help you trim down your papers. And then if I cut the one across the bottom so that I don't have the notes bits on, I'll just have to make sure that it's straight, which I think that is pretty straight. So there is my monthly. So what are these like for size? Get them on the wrong page and I'll find out. On the right page, should I say. So I need to trim them down a little bit more. I need to trim them right up to the edges. I'm going to get these to the correct size and then I will come back. Right, so I've cut them down a little bit more. They're going to fit in nicely now. So if I move them up to the top, I can have a bit of washi decoration at the bottom. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. I want some washi decoration at the bottom, so I'm going to stick them nearer up to the top. So I'm just going back in with my little crafty tape. I want to try and get it as near to the edge as I can, because corners that stick up will really, really annoy me. Oh, I've gone over the edge on that one. Did you see? I don't know if that was on camera or not, but if you saw that, that was hilarious. I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. Right, so get that little bit of sticky off the top of there, and then I'm just going to pull that because I don't want the page to stick to itself. Right, so like I said, I want it to be further up the top because I want to put some washi for decoration down the bottom. So I'm just lining it up with the very first line on the grid page. There we go. There's a tiny, tiny bit of the glue on there. I just want to make sure that it's not going to stick the page when I shut the page. I think it should be alright, I can't feel it now. Right, so we need to put the second page down. And there we go. So again, we're just lining it up with the top line, and we're doing it quite close into the crease, just so it looks like they match up. There we go. I really, really like the way that that's turned out. That's beautiful. We'll have a little bit of washi for decoration, I think. I've lost my washi box. It's on the floor. I'm going to go with just a simple navy blue and copper, just because I feel like that's quite wintry and it will go nicely. Oops. And we'll just leave that like that, just nice and simple. I might want to come back in and do some washi at the top as well later on, but for now I'm pretty happy with that. Right, so moving on to the next page then, this is going to be my mood tracker. So like I said, I'm going to use one of the smaller monthlies, because if I put it that way, it will fit perfectly across the page, and then on this page I can have the key. I'm just going to nip and make myself a cup of tea, because I've been sat here for quite a while now. I've been pausing the camera on and off, so it's probably been quite quick for you, but I've been here a few hours doing this, and let's be honest, I've not even got that much done, so I need a refreshment, but I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. I've had a cup of tea, I've had some dinner. And I have also cut down the monthlies for the other ones as well. I am going to put just an extra bit of washi on here. I feel like it needs to be a bit more symmetrical, or a bit of decoration at the top wouldn't go amiss. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Whoops. I have some really small craft scissors, and the trouble is that sometimes I don't end up, how can I explain that? You haven't put the scissors far enough up, and when you chop they don't go all the way across whatever it is you're chopping. Oh, that's cute. I really like that. Right, so that's my monthly for appointments and things, and we're going to move on here. So we are going to do my monthly for my mood tracking. So you saw me doing this in my personal rings, and it worked out really well for me. I just don't want to have to keep dipping in there every single day. Like I said, that's going to be more like my home planner from now on, but I am going to be in this planner every day, and I've cut this monthly down and it fits pretty much perfectly across the top. So we are going to put some adhesive on the back of here. It's a good job that I was using this laminated piece of paper to catch any bits of extra glue, because I have made a bit of a mess, I think. The jury's still out on this roller glue tape. I don't know if I like it. I've never used one before, like I said, and I'm well aware that it's very popular, and like it's not a new thing that's out or anything like that. I'm a bit behind, not ever using one before. I feel like I'm making a bit of a mess with it. Right, so let's get this monthly down on here then. Now, where do I want to line this up? If I line it up on that line there, then I feel like I can't really go too wrong. There we go. So we have got my mood tracking monthly. Now, what I wanted to do with that is to put the key on this side. So again, I'm going to do the same type of thing. We'll have a bit of decoration on here with some washi. Excuse me. We'll go with, let's have a look. What have I got? I'm trying to use different ones. I don't want to use the same one all the way through, but I don't want to use, I feel like I shouldn't be using summery colours because it's winter. I swear I just put some washi down in there. Where did it roll to? Here it is. I turned around and it had rolled away. Right, so we'll use this one because this is quite nice wintry colours again. I just feel like a little bit of washi just gives that little bit of decoration that just makes it look so nice. Right, there we go. So now we can turn back to this way, and we're going to put the key over on this side. Now if I can find my personal rings, which is here, we can have a look and see what key I used. It will be in here, won't it? Whoops, my papers are all falling all over the place. I'm going to tip some things in this planner as well, don't worry. I know that people are probably waiting for me to tip some things in. So there is my my key, and it worked quite well for me. I'll show you the insets that I was using actually. I was just doing this, and if anything was, if I was having a bad day and there was something that day that was making it a bad day, rather than it just being, you know, sometimes you're in a bad mood and you don't know why, I was writing the thing down that was upsetting me or that was making me feel like that. So that's what this side of the page is going to be for. I'm just going to take the post-it note out from underneath as well, otherwise I'm going to end up writing funny with that, I feel. Right, so I want my dots. And the dots that I've been using for this, I need to reorder. I've been using the ones from Busy Bee. They're not transparent, they're just, where's my pen? They're just, what's the word? They're not transparent, they're just normal dots. Just, there we go. Right, okay, so I'm not very neat at writing. I'm going to hate my writing in this planner. I'm going to hate my writing in this planner just like I hate my writing in every other planner that I have. I really keep meaning to learn how to do like really fancy script writing, you know, that people do and it just looks amazing, but it's just not what I've been doing. So I need to, you can get exercise books and things, can't you, on Amazon that help you to learn to do it. I'm going to stick with the same key then, like I said, because it had worked quite well for me. Like so. And then underneath, what I was doing was anything that was making me upset, like I said, I was just writing that underneath. So I will maybe put a little bit of washi across there to section that off or something. Let's just write the key down though. Let me just make sure that my pen is okay. This is actually the first bit of writing that I've done in this planner. There we go. Perfect. And then I did have a little bit of purple washi. Maybe I'll use the little one of this. I'll use that and then the page continues to match. Just a little bit to section it off, I feel. Well, and it just adds a little bit more decoration. I was going to say, should I leave a bit more room in case I wanted to add anything else to that key, but I've been using that for 3 months now. Whoops. And I haven't added anything to it yet, so I don't think I'll need to. So there we go. That's my mood tracker page. Now, that's the first time I've actually written on there. It's not ghosting too much. I do have a pen test page that I want to put in at the back. But probably will only be my friction pen that I'm using. You know how attached to my friction pen I am. I really like that pen. It's one of my favourites. And then the next one is pretty similar. This is going to be my YouTube tracker. So I'm just going to move that over now. I don't need that anymore. What did I do with that piece? There it is. You're probably wondering as well why I have the cover of Dead by Daylight printed out. I want to do a Dead by Daylight page at the back because I touched on this in one of my videos previously and you probably all think I'm absolutely ridiculous. But I'm really enjoying playing at the moment, and I managed to find, in fact I wasn't even looking, I stumbled across this guy on Twitch who plays. He's called Fungoose. He is pretty amazing and he knows everything there is to know about the game. So I've learnt a few tips from him about, oh, excuse me, a postman with some Christmas presents that I was waiting for. So that was handy. It was actually a good job that my dogs barked this time because I didn't hear them myself. Or didn't hear him myself, should I say. There we go. Yeah, so I want a page in the back dedicated to that, just so I can write down a few of these tips that I have learned from this guy. And as well as that, actually, I might want a Call of Duty page as well. Now, I know I said to you that I wasn't a big gamer previously. However, my other half has started playing Cold War. And I really, really enjoy, I've done this quite a few times to him, to be fair. I really enjoy when he's getting good at a video game. This is ridiculous. Secretly sort of playing the game, like when he's at work and the kids are at school and things, and getting good at it and he doesn't know, and then I'll be like, oh, I'll have you a game, and he'll think that I'm going to be rubbish, and actually I'm not. I think it's dead funny. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I might want a page for that as well. Right, so this one then is going to be my social media tracker. I'm going to go into here, and it was the same insert that I used throughout the last 3 months, and there is my key. So again, my key worked really well for me, so I'm just going to stick to the same key, because if it's not broken, why fix it? I really am running out of these stickers. So we had, where did I put those? Did I put them right on, or did I put them right underneath? I put them right on, didn't I? Okay. It's the green ones that I'm running out of, and it's not because of the social media tracker, it's because of my mood tracker, because green means calm, and I've actually had a few calm days, which is nice. There we go, so that's that. And then the same thing again, the underneath I'm going to use for YouTube video ideas, or if I've done a video that doesn't quite fit into one of these categories, or it does, maybe it's a plan with me but it's a collab with somebody. I was writing down the date and writing who the collab was with, just because it's nice to have to look back on. Am I on the camera? I am. I'm not sure what is going on with this tripod today, but it's driving me mad. I'm going to have to invest in a better one, I think. Okay, there we go. So we need to decide which bit of washi we're going to use on here for decoration. And this keeps catching my eye. I think this is quite cute, so I might use this. Now the only thing with that, it means that I don't have a smaller one to put on here, but it doesn't matter. A bit for decoration won't take up too much space, I don't think. So let's... This is obviously a Simply Gilded one, but this was given to me in Happy Mail. I don't really know the name of this one. I don't know the name of any of the Simply Gilded washes actually. There's some really clever people out there that could tell you all the releases and when they came out and what version it is, but I don't. I will just tell you that it is pink and spotty and rather pretty. Oh, I'm loving how this is turning out. Do you know, I was really worried about committing to a planner that is a bound book. I've been in rings for, apart from a Hobonichi obviously, but that's different. I've been in rings since 2018. And I'm quite comfortable in my rings. I like being able to put in what I want to put in. I like being able to move what I want to move. And I thought, oh, I don't know if this is going to be for me, but I'm really loving setting this up so far. Oh, I've made that so that it's the tiniest bit to cut off, and I don't know if it's going to do it. Oh, it is. All right, there we go. Okay, so there is my YouTube tracker. So that is all my monthlies. Now, I'm glad that I made the decision to only do one big monthly and to do two smaller monthlies, because I would have needed to have these pages still, so it would have took me on to do the page, and that would have just been silly. So the next page, I did move the sticky note off it, but I do remember that it said sleep tracker. Now, I've got a sleep tracker that was a free printable from Annie Plans. I'm just going to find it. It's in here somewhere. Here we go. I've never done this before. I've never tracked my sleep before. I don't sleep the best. I've never slept the best, really, and I'm very aware of it. My other half sort of pecks at me for it. I get tired during the day. Sometimes I'll nap if I get the chance. When I say I'll nap, I mean maybe like I'll close my eyes for like 20 minutes on the couch. I definitely don't nap for hours on end. It just doesn't happen. But yeah, so he will go to bed quite early because he's up early for work, which is fair enough. And then I'll just find myself downstairs just messing about, playing on my planner, watching stuff on Netflix, messing about on YouTube, or I'll go to bed and watch that guy play Dead by Daylight on Twitch, or I'll play Dead by Daylight, whatever. And sometimes it can be like, I mean, it's not mega late, but it's normally like gone midnight when I go to bed. And we have to get up at 6:45 with the kids for school. And he's always pecking at me like, you should go to bed earlier. He not in a controlling way or anything like that. He worries about me, worries that I don't get enough sleep and that I'm burning out. So I promised him that I would try harder. But if anybody else is going through the same thing, you'll know that it's just not that easy, is it? I think you're just either a person that sleeps or you don't. And I didn't used to be. I didn't used to be like this before I had kids. I remember when I used to work and I didn't even have to get up that early for my job. I used to, if I had work the next day, I would want to go to bed really early. I'd want to go to bed at like 9:30 so that I didn't that I wasn't tired the next day. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to me. It wasn't even like my first, like Jensen, when he was a baby, he's actually slept all right. So it wasn't even like heat kept me up. It just seemed to just change my body clock completely, and it never went back. Right, so sleep tracker. What side of the page do I want to put this on? What have I got next on the next page? Gratitude list. Now, I suppose I could put my sleep tracker on this side and then put my gratitude list on that side. But I think I want to try and do the same type of thing. I'm going to put this down, and then maybe if there's anything in particular that's meaning that I can't sleep or is making me struggle, maybe then I can write it on the other page. So I feel like yeah, I feel like having that as a spare page for this would be the way to go. Now, I haven't put anything down on this page. I don't have anything to put down on this page. So again, I'm just going to do a little bit of washi decoration, I think. Oh, excuse me. All that talking about sleep, and I'm yawning now. I'm going to just use a little bit of this washi that's on this washi card here. I'm trying to get these washi cards used up. I sort of hoarded them for a little bit, but they're beautiful. I want to use them. So we'll just do a little bit of washi decoration, and maybe if I end up with... In fact, I know exactly what I've got. I have got a wiggle vinyl coming. Oh no! Wait a minute, where's that gone? I've got a wiggle vinyl coming, but I've also got the journaling card, and it's Wiggle on the moon with his little sleepy sleep hat on, and he is looking all the time. That would have been cute on this page. I'm going to find that and stick that on this page at some point. Right, so that is my sleep tracker. So next up is my gratitude list. This is something that I have seen Dakshina do. I'm so frightened of saying her name wrong. I really don't want to offend. I think it's Dakshina. I've seen Dakshina do this, and I've written in brackets start at the bottom because I've seen that when she's doing it, she counts up from the bottom. But she only gives herself one line a day, and I think that I might want 2 lines. So how many days are in December? There are the 31 days. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to go with the still start from the bottom logic, and I'm going to start on this page here. And I'm going to give myself 2 lines to write a bit of gratitude a day. I'm thinking now, I've started this, it's too late, but I'm thinking maybe I should have done this in a different colour pen. What I might do is I've got some transparent dots. I might transparent dot over them. Right, so you don't need to sit here and watch me do all this. So I'll do this little bit off camera and I'll come back in a second. Okay, so I'm back and I had more than enough space. It worked out perfectly starting from the bottom and working my way up. I've got some beautiful gel pens, and in hindsight I do wish that I'd done the numbers in a beautiful coloured gel pen, but I didn't, so never mind. We will use some of these transparent sticky dots instead. These are from Cloth and Paper, and these are Mink dots. And I think if I just put one... Do I want to do this? How else could I make these stand out? Are they going to cut? What I'm worried about is that I'm going to have done ones that are too big and they don't cover. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to put the sticky dots over it. Maybe what I will do then is write whatever I'm writing in the different coloured pen. I just wanted to make it a little bit less boring, but never mind. Right, so since this is my gratitude log, I'm going to put some washi down again, and I'm going to go for the one that's got hearts on it. Do I want that one, or do I want that one? I want this one. And then maybe I'll find a sticker or something that says grateful for. Oh, actually, now I've just said that, I think I might have a vinyl. We'll have a look, see in a minute. This has become my signature decoration, a bit of washi cut with a weird angle. But it's cute. There we go, I like that. Right, okay, so now in the back of my reusable sticker book, I know that I've got some, whoops, I know that I have got some some of these. Grateful, you see, now that would do, wouldn't it? So we've got grateful. Do we have anything else? No, I think that grateful is going to be the only thing I've got, and I think it's pretty perfect. So we will go with that. So yeah, this is just going to be one little sentence of something that I am grateful for that day, because it's very easy to focus. It's very easy to focus on the negatives, and I really do want to try focusing more on the positives. Now I'm aware that it goes over the first day. I'm not too bothered. Maybe I can just do the first day as one line. It's fine. That's quite cute. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Right, okay, so that is my gratitude list. Now we are on to December notes. December notes. So all I need to do really, I don't think I'm going to need 2 pages, but I didn't want to start my weekly on the right side. I wanted to start my weekly on the left side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my December notes on this page. I'm going to leave that blank. If I don't end up filling it in, I could use it to decorate, and if I do, no worries, because it's there. So where are my monthly? So I've got lots of little months in here, so I'm going to do the same thing again. A little bit of washi. What washi do I have? I can't tell you guys how messy my table and everything is right now. It's so messy, and I pretty much don't know where anything is. And then we need one of those Decembers. I don't have any big ones. I just have the little ones here, I think. Yeah, I don't have any bigger ones. So we'll just find a December. There we go. And if we put that maybe there. Any notes for the month that I have can go in here. Right, so that is, let's just flip back and see where we are at. We did the front. Oh my goodness, we did this gorgeous washi dashboard. We did the name page. We did the 2021. We've not done the word of the year. We will do it though when my sticker comes. I didn't do the forward planning. I would like to be able to do that. But I need to figure out the spacing on that, so I'm going to leave that. Then I've got my December. I need to draw in a December monthly. Or what I thought as well was another option was, if one of these I managed to be the correct day, and I could just cut the month off. I wondered if there was a month next year that is the same as December this year. Do you get what I mean? I don't think there is, so I'm not going to get that lucky, I don't think. Today is the Wednesday and it's the 2nd. And there isn't one, is there? Today is Wednesday and it is the 2nd. So that one there then. And it's just missing the 31. So what then if I use that? Do I have any date dots that will cover it? And I can put the 31 on as well. Because all I want to do is stick that underneath the bottom of there, and I want to just be able to cross the day. Or, well, I'll have to tick, won't I? I'll have to tick the days off. I'll put a cross in the box. I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put these date dots over. I'm thinking if I just do sort of like this. If I do it over a little bit. Will that look silly? I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. It's done. It's done. We've done it. Oh, it's just gone really dark all of a sudden. Right, let me go and do this off camera and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've done it. Now, truth time, I don't love it. I don't love it. Maybe it would have looked better if I'd have hand drawn it. But I've done it now. I'm not wasting those stickers. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It just, all I want to be able to do is to literally, well, if it was the other ones and it had been the right days, I would be crossing. But for this one, because it's not, I just need a piece of paper again. I'm just going to tick when the days are done. That's all I want to do. I just wanted to tick off when the days are done. I want a little bit of washi again there for decoration because I feel like it just needs something just to fill that space. So I'm going to use the one that matches on this side, but is the 15mm one. I'm just deciding which way I want to cut it. I will do it that way. I don't know why I said that like that then. That was a bit weird, sorry. Right, I mean, it's cute. It's okay, it's okay. I like the idea of it. I don't like the date dots that I use, but I needed to cover up, and I didn't have any Tipp-Ex roll because my son yesterday ruined it, but that's a whole nother story. So there's my December monthly. I do have a hair appointment on the 17th, but I can't remember what time, so I am going to leave that as is for now. We have got my December mood tracker, which I really love. We have got my December social media tracker, which I also really love. We've got my sleep log. We have got my gratitude log. And we have got my December notes pages. Now, I don't think I'm going to do the weekly on camera. I think I'm going to do that either in a separate video, and maybe I'll do the first weekly by itself, just to see how I get on with it. But I am going to flip to the back because there's a couple of pages that I wanted to put into the back. I want to put a pen test page in. Now, I think somewhere that I do have a sticker that has got a pen on it. It's like one of those mild liner stickers. I'm sure that somewhere I do. I have these here. This is exactly what I'm looking for. These weren't the ones that I thought. I'm sure I do have mild liner ones somewhere in here. But this is perfect anyway. So this is just going to be my pen test page, because we need to test the pens. I'm going to do my signature bit of washi because why not? I have done it most of the way through the book now, and I'm really enjoying how it's looking. So I'm just going to use this one from Simply Gilded. This is like a coffee coloured sort of scatter one. I'm sure that scatter is not the name of this washi, but that's what I've been calling it. It's about 10 minutes before I have to leave to go to school run, and it's just literally started peeing it down. Ugh, honestly. I didn't quite put that down straight. I want to straighten it up. Oop. There we go, that's a bit better. And then we can put these pens on. What I like to do, in case you hadn't noticed, why is there a 31 on my thing? Did I not stick the 31 down? Yeah, what I like to do, in case you haven't noticed, I don't like my own writing. So if I can avoid writing when I don't have to, then I won't. It must have come back up on my pen. Right, so that's my pen test page. Do I want to put a tab on it? I know it's the last page. I don't really need to put a tab on it, do I? And then the last thing, apart from the weekly, that I wanted to start doing was my Christmas pages. Now, I definitely do want to put a tab on my Christmas pages. So we'll start with that job. I've got these ones that I bought from Mrs. Brimble's. Like I said before, I didn't realise when I ordered them that they were not adhesive, but it doesn't matter because I do have my adhesive tape runner. Now, I don't know if I'm keen on these ones. They're a bit too big. They're cute, but I feel like they're a bit too big. I could do him though and make his little head stick out. That might be a bit adorable. Or we've got just the regular tab style ones, which are quite nice. I think I'm going to do the snowman, and I'm just going to make his little head stick out. So I need to just put a bit of my tab adhesive on his little bottom bit, his little belly. And we'll do the same thing on this. Oh, I'm off. I think I'm off the camera, but can you see what this is doing? Like, why is it doing this? Have I broken it? I don't like, I've decided, I said the jury was still out. The jury is not still out. I have decided I don't like tape runners. You remember as well in my recent videos that I was having trouble with my Tipex one as well, which was annoying. Right, so I'm going to put him, he needs to, if I make the, I want to make the fold before I put the thing down, I think. Right, there we go. I only want his head to be sticking out. I only want his head. If I do him like that, and then I fold him, I have to sort of try and line him up, don't I? I think he's cut the same on both sides, but I think the join where it folded was not. But that is close enough. How adorable is he? He sticks out quite a bit. Does he stick out way too far? Maybe he sticks out a bit too far, but I don't think I'm going to get that up now. I'll tell you what I am going to do though. I'm going to trim around his head a bit because his head's a bit messy. Maybe that will help. Right, it is what it is. He sticks out as far as he sticks out. That is just how that is now. Right, so these pages are basically for me to write a list of the Christmas presents that I bought people. So obviously I am not going to do that on camera. Now I do have a Christmas tree vinyl, which is really nice. But I don't know. I want like a cover page. Maybe I should have put my Christmas tree on this page. And also I have, but I've lost them. I do have some Christmas pages, don't I? These here. I printed these. These are from Printables for Planners, and these were also a free printable. I printed quite a few pages off. I am going to trim them and put them down in the book. I'm not going to do it on camera. You don't need to see me stick a load of pieces of paper in, but these are what these pages are going to look like. And I'm going to have a page for each person, and then I'm going to write what gifts we bought them. I can't do that on camera, obviously, because I don't want people to see. So then the last page that I want to do is my Dead by Daylight page. I am doing it. I'm doing it. We're having a Dead by Daylight page. It's being done. I'm going to stick it on this side because I want to, because then if I want to do a Call of Duty page, I can put it on there. And also, I feel like if I stuck that there and then like I decided to make a completely different section and that section ended there and then we just went straight into Dead by Daylight, that would just be weird. So I'm going to do it this way. And then, oh, I need to tip some pages in. I've not done any tipping in. Let's do some tipping in as well. So we'll just cut this down. This, again, was just an image that I got from Google. It's just the game cover, isn't it? It's what's on the box. There we go. So we're going on this page. We're going to stick him here. That's the trapper, just in case you're wondering. Delightful fellow. Right. See, now there's no adhesive on my runner now. There we go. And I'm not leaning on anything either because I've lost my... If I get this on my table background, I might actually cry. Right, so let's put him here. And then anything that I want to write down about that game, any tips that I learn, I can put that there underneath. I feel like I want to do the Washi thing, but I feel like he's a bit too menacing to have Washi. Maybe we could do a little bit of this one. I think the trapper might be a secret journaler. I think he's partial to a bit of washying in his spare time when he's done trapping everybody in his bear traps. Oh, lovely. Perfect. Okay, right, so, and just because I want to, I'm going to put a tab on this page, because why not? So I've got two different types of tabs at hand at the moment. I have got these ones from Happy Scrappy, which have got the bows on, and I have got these transparent ones. I'm leaning a bit more towards the transparent ones. I'm going to give these ones a try. So they feel a bit like plastic. So let's have a go at putting this down on here. Now, I don't want to put, I keep going towards the top of my page. You don't want to keep putting them towards the top of the page. We need to move down a bit, don't we? There we go. So we have tabbed that section off as well, like that. They're heavy, those tabs, really, really heavy. Right, so then the next job, we are nearly done, we're nearly at the end. The next job then is to put it in my cover. So I have got the Moterm cover. I'm not sure of what its official name is, but it's like a peachy pink. It's absolutely beautiful. It's coming off very, very orange on the camera. It's not very, very orange. But we are going to pop this in here. Now, I did try this off camera, or did I do it in my last video? It does fit in. However, it's a bit of a squash to get it in, but we will get it in. It's going, it's going. Oh, dear me, this is quite the job. I mean, realistically, I don't think you're supposed to put things in a cover when you're putting them in here. I think the idea is that this is the only cover that you use. I've seen people do this. I know that you can get them in. It is going in. Almost there, almost there. Are we there yet? How much room? We are pretty much at the end. I'm not going to get any more of that in there. Perfect. So I've said before in my unboxing video, I don't like these. I think they're useless, but I'm not going to cut them off just in case I ever wanted to sell this planner, but I won't use them. Right. So she is in there. So I need to do some tipping in. I said I would do some tipping in, didn't I? So let's do a bit of that. Keeping my eye on the time. I need to go and pick my little monkey up. So I feel like I want to tip some of my name vellum in here. What do you think? Or should I tip it in there? Where should I do this? Let's cut it out first and then we'll go from there. Now, in reality, what I should have done is made myself a little template so that this would have been a whole lot easier, but I didn't, so never mind. Right, we are still too big, so I need to put it down a smidge. I don't mind about it being too small, but I don't want it to be too big. A little bit more, we're nearly there. Right, that will do. And what I have got down on my planner cart, if I can reach, is I bought some invisible Scotch tape. Now, I've seen a couple of people do this a couple of different ways. The way that made sense to me was to lay it across and then to use my washi card to really pop it into the seam. So that's the way I'm going to go with. I think, am I going to do it all the way across, or am I going to just do it bit by bit? I'm just going to go for it and do it all the way across. So this says it's invisible tape. I bought this because apparently you can't, once it's on, you can't see it. Now I can't mess this up because if I do, it's going to take the, foiling off the piece of paper. So I need to be really careful, she says, sticking it to itself. Right, now the way that I've seen people doing this is getting like a piece of washi card, pulling it back. So just pull it back on itself. In fact, I don't need the washi card, do I? Pulling it back on itself like so. Getting as close into that corner seam as I can. I think I've gone too far up. I've gone too far up. So is this going to forgive me and come off? Oh, it did. We like. Maybe if I do it lead onto the page, that is going to make things a little bit easier. It did. Right, and then now, if I let go and get my washi card, there we go. Awesome. Oh my God, I love that. I love that so much. So I do want to pop a piece on the other side. Now this says it's invisible tape, but you can see where the tape has gone. It's actually dulled the hollow there. Now I don't mind, I'm not bothered, it's fine. But that is definitely something to note. I feel like I'm being a little bit more relaxed about this planner than I would be being about other planners. So yeah, that is definitely something to note for the future. But I'm going to continue on with this tape in this planner because I feel like that worked really, really well. So let's just pop this down like that. And we have got it in. So I think that looks cool. This, by the way, was something that I got from Paper Kate when I PR'd for her. I don't think it's anything that's for sale. I love this. I love the way that's turned out. That's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I'm so happy. I am so happy. Right, so I'm going to disappear now, I think. I think that is me done for today because I want to figure out the spacing for this forward planning. It's getting a bit late as well. I need to go and pick my child up from school, otherwise they'll be ringing me and saying, where are you? And I think I'm going to plan the first week in here by myself and see how I get on. And then I will come back and we'll start doing plan with me's in here. But yeah, I'm so excited to move into this planner. We need to decorate as well. We can do that at a later stage as well. But I'm so excited to move in here. I think this has turned out absolutely amazing. And I think that I'm going to get on really well in here. So I've no idea how long this video is. It was a bit of a cut and paster. I cut the video lots of times and it will just be lots of clips sliced together. So it might be a long one again. So if it is and you've bared with me till the end, thank you so, so much. If you've got any tips for me on how to get on in my Stalogy, anything that you do in yours, let me know down below because I love it when you let me know little tips that you guys do that can help me out as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, if you give me a thumbs up and if you subscribe, I'll love you forever and I'll see you soon. Bye.